Hi, my name is Michelle. I was just started watching this Chris Hedges video. I usually don't. I usually scroll by him on my feed because I don't know. It's, but I stopped and watched it. I think it was How to Gain Complete Control or something. It was a control thing. It just went out 2 hours ago. If that helps you find it. I didn't watch much of it because um, my name is Michelle, and I have been practicing right use of will for a really long time. And there's a whole series of books about right use of will. They were channeled by God and by a woman named Sihan Dorohan, and they are pretty intense. I guess they're hard to understand. They were for me at first, but the more I practiced it, the more I understood what I was reading, and I would get a I would I would get a deep understanding for myself, and then in some of it, especially with the before stuff before me, before this life, I would get um, I would get visions of like of history of before my life, on this planet. So that is where I'm coming from. And the only reason why I'm sharing this is I feel like this might benefit some people. They might um, they might say, all of this control stuff of me having to control myself is kind of repressive. And there's a I don't think nobody should run out and start being as spontaneous as they can with their thoughts and their feelings. That is dangerous. There's been a long unconscious agenda going on from unloving light or unlovingness. If you think of unlovingness as an energy, um, that to oppress and repress loving energy and loving light. And that loving light it's a spontaneous reaction. It's a spontaneous feeling. It's a spontaneous movement, and it all happens at once when you find, your true balance. Um, I'm not saying that I'm like right there and have found my true balance, but I know. Sorry, a vulture just flew by my, just my vision. Like it's just circle. It's doing a circle, like in like low here. Oh, I guess now I'm like, is there some carcass out there? I don't think so though. He just flew by and went away. Anyways, um, so sorry about that. Um, Let me gain my thoughts. Um, so when we're working with our own feelings and emotions, we don't want to be spontaneously reacting. That's reactive, and you want to be aware of it, and you want to get through the situation. Like, this is another thing too. People are always talking about triggers, and how to avoid them, and also talking about, I like in watching stupid videos, narcissistic videos, um, where it is they talk about the fawn, freeze, fight, or flight response, and how that is like, okay, like that, these are problems. They're terrible. We need to figure out how to stop doing that. Believe me, those are put into place to protect you. That is your shadow, and it is doing its job. It is protecting you. So that is something you should not ignore or try to change in the moment by any means. That is dangerous. That is what's keeping you safe. That is your instinct. So it's okay. That is okay. Of course, we don't want to be living like that, but it's a very slow process, and we have to be careful with it. It is very delicate. We have to move slow. We have to move secretly. We have to move privately. This is not something you want to share with people. It will hurt you. It will hurt you if you share these deepest, most spontaneous um, uh, insights and feelings or whatever's going on. That is something that is it's a slow, gentle process, and it's something you do in secret because there is a lot of unlovingness that is hunting down that spontaneous, loving energy and that joyfulness and that freeness. So we have to be careful. And this might sound all really hippy dippy or guru-y or weird, but it is true. There is so little spontaneous loving light jumping from heart to heart in this world that it's become so dangerous. You know what I mean? Anyways, I cannot express that enough, that should be done in secret. God says that in these books. This is no joke. There is evilness out there, unlovingness, this unloving energy that wants to crush and hurt you. So do not give it that opportunity. This is a secret. This is a secret. And I am sharing it with you. Keep it a secret. I know there's more that I would like to say, but I feel like that's a good place to end it. And, I'm not going to say like this or share this or, well, I am going to say share it or thumbs up because it really helps with the algorithm. No, that's all your thing. My thing is if this responds to you, I'm glad and I'm grateful for it, and I hope that it's helpful. And if you know anybody that you think that would benefit from this and it might help them, please share it however you do it. I don't know. And that's it. And thank you, and you're welcome. For those that this is maybe a breath of fresh air. It was to me when I first started doing right use of will, and I didn't have all of this knowledge. I was doing it without any